There he is.
Hey,
Look at that.
hey, look at
Escape
that.
Gaming on the Dire side, Team Liquid on the Radiant side. And it's on.
This is
It's
it.
drafting time, grand finals time.
That's it. We've been waiting months to see this, and who would have
Yes.
thought it would be Escape Gaming versus Liquid? We got the first ban in our best of 5 finals. Somebody going home with half the prize pool, ladies and gentlemen.
You know who I thought was going to be in the finals before the tournament even started?
Who was that?
EG and Secret.
EG and Secret.
That didn't happen.
Well, that wasn't even close. You were one of those people who wasn't even in the tournament. I don't.
They were both not in the tournament.
Okay.
So this is actually really cool, though. You know, having Heen here definitely really helps. I feel like it really helps Liquid a lot, being able to have that coach perspective as well being attributed into the drafting phase, because now they basically have 6 minds thinking for these picks. So it's
Look at
definitely a
all-
cool
yeah.
thing. That's a big change up that we don't really see too often in many tournaments.
They got a mob over there. That is a lot of dudes all looking at that. But, you know, Kuro, he's right there, driving the dumpster truck.
Look at Matu in the back, just chilling, leaning back. He's
I
like,
mean,
"What's up, guys?"
he's going to excel at whatever he's picked.
As long as it's purple according to Slacks.
Isn't that mind control?
That's mind control.
I thought we were talking about mind control.
What?
He was also chilling in the back.
Come on, man.
Oh, yeah, he's still in the back.
Mind
they were-
control's
they were-
always chilling.
They were both chilling in the back.
I've never seen that man do anything
pretty chill
but chilling. All right, here we go. So Oracle banned out. No. Oh, there we go. Purple is already gone. You know, people say that Universe is the best Darkseer in the world. I disagree. I believe the best Darkseer in the world is our boy Mind Control. He's got a huge presence. He's always where you need him. He does the perfect job, and I guarantee we'll be seeing him on that hero.
How can you say that?
How can
Universe
I?
has the, I think, oh man, I'm speaking boldly. I think he has the most Darkseer play out of anybody, right?
You know who has number 2? Mind Control.
Is it Mind Control?
You know who
Yeah,
has
that
the
makes
better win rate?
Mind control?
Mind Control.
Are you sure?
So,
You know why?
Are you just making that
Because
up?
Universe was on Dignitas.
Oh!
And we lost every game.
Thanks a lot, Pug. You literally helped me defeat you in this panel segment.
I really did.
All right,
I
so
lost.
anyway, Escape Gaming, they're going to grab Era's Classic, as we've been
Yeah.
making fun of him all day for his constant Juggernaut play. Not to say that it's bad, it's just too good. They won't give him anything else. They're going to follow that up with the Bat Rider. Annie Droid,
No. Try again.
what do you think?
It's Android.
Annie Droid.
No.
But,
Select.
but
Is your name Annie?
Oh, yeah.
But it's not
Okay.
right.
All right. Well, we're going to see a Rubik here from Liquid, so I'm really excited to see this, assuming it's going to be a Kuro Rubik, although we could see things get changed up. Miracle getting popped on that.
And GH.
GH
That's
as well.
GH 's
Yeah, there's
most-
a lot of Rubik players on Liquid right
Yeah,
now.
that's like his most played hero in pubs, at least. His journey to the 9K region. He's played a lot of Rubik.
Yeah, I mean, Rubik is going to be a pretty big thing. There's already some good stuff to steal. We've seen Fatebolt having a stupid impact, and of course, Telekinesis in the early game is how you get the fight started, how the rotations go down.
Sure. I have a personal rule. Never bet on a team that picks Rubik. But that has one exception, and that is Team Liquid. These guys, every time they get Rubik, is in a phenomenal play, as you guys were saying before. So super excited to see it. Sheever,
The Juggernaut, earlier today, we saw it played by Koikfa.
Yeah.
So that's a curveball that Escape Gaming could throw. So it's
My
not necessarily Era.
I think that's
Like that.
also, that could also be why Liquid decided to just pick up the Rubik. They don't know exactly where this Juggernaut's going to be going yet, and they want to get a favorable matchup for Matu. So
Yeah.
they're just like, you know what, we don't want to pick our carry early. We want to be able to save these picks up to later,
Yeah.
get him a nice even matchup, and just work it from there.
And I agree with the Chen ban, even though I love seeing Yapster play the Chen because he was so good. I do think that that is also a reason to ban it out if you are Team Liquid.
Especially with the Juggernaut, you know, it's just,
Yeah.
it makes it a lot easier to just push with the healing ward on top of Chen.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, definitely a respect ban from what we've seen here earlier today. Can't let them have it, and we'll be going into that next ban. No Alchemist, though. Another, I would say, respectable ban here. We've seen a lot of people excel with Alchemist, especially Team Liquid. So get that sucker out of there. Nobody wants to take this one late. And there's the Naga as well. Good. Escape Gaming, you animals.
Liquid, they're going in, they're taking out the option to take this ultra late.
Yeah, very good idea. I mean, both these teams are very skilled in that late game, you know? They either dominate the early or they really hold out until the extreme edges of the late. So we'll see if Escape Gaming wants to pick up something. What do you think? A little aggressive here since there's not going to be those 2 late game.
I lost that.
There we go, Disruptor. That's what Daddy like.
So there's one thing about Disruptor that is kind of tricky here. It's good with the Bat Rider, obviously. The vision is amazing. The tricky part comes where you have to kind of be ahead in order to make it really strong. If you're behind on the Disruptor, he can't do that much. He's great when you're going to chase people down and when you're going to get, you know, the chase on people and when you're going to get the jump on people. But when you're behind, when you don't win your laning stage,
Yeah.
you're going to be in a little bit of trouble with that hero.
I mean, that is true. But
Over-
oh, go ahead.
No, no, you're speaking first, man.
Well, sure, but at the same time, Disruptor is also a good hero for getting back into games. With somebody making a tiny little mistake, you can pull them back,
Yeah.
and he's very good at holding a high ground as well. But here we go, Earthshaker, Fogged. Please tell me about Earthshaker, because last time we saw him, not that impressive coming out.
I thought Yapsor played a pretty damn good shaker in the
was
situation that he was put in, but you know, you're still a shaker. I think it's an interesting pickup, you know, versus the Batrider especially. You're always able to, you know, stop the initiation if you're in the proper position. If he goes on somebody, you're just able to fissure and kind of cut him off in that manner. I mean, it's a little early though. We haven't really seen a third pick Earthshaker in quite a while. Going back to Disruptor though a bit, it's very good obviously throughout all stages of the game versus the Darkseer, especially in the laning phase too. And wow, okay, quick Clockwork pick here too. And I think that, I mean, that kind of reveals it, right? That's a support Clockwork.
Yapzor's really, really good at that hero. I want to
Yeah.
go back to this Earthshaker Rubik duo that used to be pretty meta a couple months back. Just great early roam potential. They have the potential to go and just snipe off kills left and right. That means they're going to have to pick heroes that can go with a little bit unsupported lanes, and Morphling, a great example of that. Pretty self-sustainable, just going to want to farm up, make some space, and Liquid are very content now just to go farm the Morph. These two are going to rotate. Darkseer should be able to secure a successful offlane. I'm liking what Liquid are putting out.
They also, like looking at Escape's heroes and like what Liquid has, overall Liquid, you look at these three, the Rubik, Earthshaker, and Morphling, and they're actually not really the greatest three heroes together as like support, the two supports and the carry in the laning phase. They kind of struggle because, you know, obviously like Rubik's weak in the laning phase, Earthshaker's not the strongest in the laning phase. He has the Fissure, which can block up, but Morphling as well, he can get pressured if you do like an aggro lane versus it. Escape doesn't really have that potential with these heroes. Sure, they could do like a Batrider Clockwork to pressure, but they don't really have that like massive tri-lane that they could just put into that and just shut down the Morphling very hard. So it's an interesting pickup, even though they pick the Morphling into the Disruptor, which is kind of a little bit of a, I guess you could say, like counter, obviously, because you can't start morphing if you're silenced, but you can start morphing before you get into the Static Storm, obviously.
Yeah, well, I mean, Team Liquid's Morphling is just different from all other ones. Not only is it thematic, but also we saw it in this
damn it,
yesterday. I'm just saying. I mean, they went absolutely bonkers on that guy.
Yeah,
he was all over the place. It was bananas.
And he baited, like he said, I baited 3 ultimates and I survived.
Yeah.
I'm the man. That's the Matu thing.
That is a great impression.
That
He does that, right?
Yeah, he did.
Absolutely.
Spot
He was
on.
saying
No,
that he
he's
was
more like
creating
me.
all the space. You're supposed to create space for me, but instead I create space for you.
Yeah.
No, but in all honesty, this could, I like what you were saying about kind of, you know, the Rubik and the Earthshaker. They're not too good at making space. I think this might be a carrot game. I feel like they're going to keep throwing Rubik and Earthshaker all over the place, let Escape Gaming kill them as much as they want, and give Matu the room he needs on that Morphling to just explode out of nowhere. I mean, we've seen other teams do that with the Terrorblade the other day, so
Yeah.
what happened? Oh, wait, that was this.
That was Liquid.
Well, look at that. Oh, whoa, wow, wait, what a reference.
You know,
for
it's
me.
actually cool too. I don't think that they've done it on Liquid yet either, but I know OG had put Miracle on the Morphling a couple times. So I guess that's kind of a back foot that they still could kind of go on. I don't think it's likely, but
They could even
you know,
put
maybe.
Miracle still on the Rubik if they want to.
I mean, you got 3 9K guys on your team. You could put anyone on anything.
this is also
right?
true. Definitely true.
All right, we got one more band coming out here. They're going to be taking out Invoker, an interesting band there. But what do you think might be coming up here?
For the ban against Escape or for the pick?
For the band. I mean, what could really mess up our Team Liquid?
You need a strong Koikfa hero
You know?
that
They already banned out Invoker themselves, which is a very strong Koikfa hero.
I mean, could we see Koikfa Tinker for the global presence, or is that just completely dead?
A Tinky Winky? It's been a bit. I don't think we've seen him played once.
How is Liquid's lineup against Tinker, would you say, Fog?
I mean, it's, you know, Tinker's just one of those heroes. Like it's so hard. You get pressured too easily.
Yeah.
You need too much time to be able to do anything with it. Oh wow, look at GH, guys. He is
Yeah.
holding a nice little glass of wine.
I mean, you know,
Say.
it's not the most flattering picture,
he?
but it is.
Hey, the kobold.
oh,
look at him.
Yeah.
I was looking at him on the videos. I don't see.
He's a nice looking boy.
They banned out
okay.
the OD.
The OD.
I was still in the pool, of course, and then, yeah, let's see what Liquid's going for. They've had a lot of time to talk about this already in the bonus time they just had.
Sure. Well, they need somebody here who is going to be able to, you know, make a little bit of space, or at least complement what they have so far. Morphling is kind of vulnerable in that early stage, so I'm hoping to see something a little aggressive.
Legion Command.
Kind of like a Legion Command.
Hey, Fog, what are your feelings on that? You've been very public about them with me in the caster room.
I mean, it's not like a personal feeling. I actually think the hero, in concept, you look at his skill set and you're like, wow, this hero's pretty cool. Maybe his duel is like the little bit of the weird thing because of just the way it worked.
Oh my God!
Okay,
All right,
don't
Annie
bow
just
down
comes
to
out.
me.
Wow.
Annie
Hey,
God.
good call, Anne.
Annie God.
Okay.
Damn.
How did you know, girl?
But is it
Almost
enough?
like Koik was famous for his tinker or something.
Oh, man.
But isn't it enough? We already heard Fog give his critique on the Tinker. Annie, do you think they're going to take it with the Tinker?
I think so. I think they've got the global presence. They've got Clockwork hooking every which way. Tinker's going to get early boots of travels. He's going to be able to pressure the lanes. A Morphling can only clear lanes so fast. He's going to be able to hop to his replicate, but I think if this goes late, Tinker's got it.
What about you, Fog?
I'm gonna go with Liquid.
Man, you must know something I don't. I'm going to have to go with Liquid as well. I feel like that's the way to go.
Okay, I am going for Liquid as well. They've just been so dominant. I think Matuma-man's Morphling is absolutely amazing. So let's see what our commentators have to say. It is over to ODPixel and Gods for Game 1 of the Grand Finals, Liquid versus Escape Gaming.
Thank you very much, Shiva. Indeed, we're getting ready for this first Game 1 of the Best of 5 Grand Finals between Liquid and Escape Gaming. As you said, God says, we were talking about the draft. We got some fun stuff coming through. Looking straight up at it, do you like this for Koifa picking up the Tinker? We were kind of questioning what's he going to go for. He does get the Tinker, something that we know he's very good at. Is this the game to pull it out? How easy of a Tinker game is it?
It's always, it matches up well against Morphling just because Morphling has problems finding and getting to the Tinker, so often Tinker can kind of sit back, spam his spells and blink away and just kind of keep his distance. He's also just has enough burst damage to actually be able to kind of bring down a Morphling, so I like him against the Morph. It's going to be interesting to see kind of the mid matchup, I think, more with how he does as far as not getting steamrolled upon by a Legion commander. If Legion can get a fast blink up, if he can get some rotations, Tinker could have a bit of a rough time there. Something you mentioned was you can even press the attack off the laser, so you can make sure you can guarantee that early laning stage last hits. But all in all, it's, I guess, mostly standard outside of the two mid heroes. Everything else is a lot of what we've already been seeing from the two teams.
Already, Matu and Trixie coming out with a Finnish banter. I'm sure it's all nice words. Through there from the two of them, but no, they had a bit of a jest. I'm sure if you haven't seen already, check out Matuma-man's Twitter where he posted a nice little video getting ready to challenge this. Of course, as he mentions, these two boys were here before at a previous Dream League on the same side as 4ASC, so now meeting against each other in the finals. We are going to see how it goes down. Obviously, as the panel said, Liquid definitely seemed to be the team coming into this with an upper hand, but Escape Gaming, with performances as we've seen from today, that there is a chance for them to upset. And Koifa on these heroes like this Tinker, if they get the game prolonged, it could be pretty scary, but there's always going to be that power of Matuma-man Morphling, and you can really, you can rest a lot on that. It's just such a solid pick there for the boy.
Yeah, nice start as potential. Oh, no, Sind gets the topper in. Sind, for once, is leading the net worth on his team.
Damn.
Actually, no, he's not. He bought Woods. Just kidding. If not for that. But finds a bounty room with a level 1 glimpse, which is ultimately going to limit his harass potential as far as dealing with the Darkseer at level 1. But that's something which you're going to struggle with anyways. Even with Thunderstrike, Darkseer against a dual lane can do pretty well. So it's not the end of the world. Guaranteeing a bounty room for yourself is going to be worth getting that level 1 glimpse.
So it's going to be interesting to see how this mid lane matchup does go down, but would you imagine just straight up 1v1, Miracles should be able to have the edge at the start?
It's going to be, I imagine, like a kind of farm trade is how I see this going down. I haven't ever seen a Tinker vs. Legion 1v1 mid lane, to be totally honest. I've never played it, never seen it in a pro game or even really a pub game that much. Maybe I've seen it once or twice in a pub, but I imagine even with the press the attack being able to get rid of the laser, both players can kind of farm. You can use the overwhelming odds to last hit as an LC, you can get the fast bottle. Maybe a very slight Tinker advantage if it's going to be favored either way.
Down bottom at the moment, we can see obviously Yapzil hanging around on his clock. Do you imagine that we'll see him stay down here a lot, or can he get anything else done around the map? And does Trixie need him down here?
He does against the tri-lane, and I think this is actually a good decision to be down here, because with the 2v3 setup, it guarantees bats getting XP. And normally when you see an aggro dual lane, if you can tri-lane it and zone them out, it's great. But this tri-lane doesn't have that much damage. Morphling at level 1 just has the morph stats. You're looking at Rubik and Shaker who don't dish out much damage. So in a 2v3 setting, they are contesting the farm and getting farm for themselves. 4 CS on Trixie already. I really like that. They're effectively winning this lane by being in a 2v3 setting, which gives them the ability to dual lane against the Darkseer and make sure that Koikva's not getting ganked in the mid lane.
So far, CS-wise, mid lane. Going for a miracle. 9 for 1 against the
Slight
Tempter.
favor, I guess.
Yeah, very, very close though nonetheless. But I can see in terms of the health, Miracle running out of mana. And has to be a little bit careful, especially with Syndra coming along. Still, it's just a level 1, but it has the glimpse back to bring him into the cogs. Very neatly done there, and they're going to get the kill with it as well. Really, really nice rotation there. Sind and Yapzor coming together in the mid lane from both sides of the map and pulling it off perfectly.
So he was like 30 gold short of his bottle. He was getting a bit greedy there. He could have actually not bought his bottle. He could have actually used his Tango early. He's sitting there on 200 HP with an unused Tango. He could have either dropped a branch or Tangoed earlier.
Meanwhile, bottom lane Liquid, they see the opportunity to find a kill in return, and they'll make sure Matuma Man is able to pick up a bit of money into the bank, reading the map, and obviously seeing with the supports gone, the opportunities there. And this is indeed why we're seeing why Yapzor was heading down there for the start of the game and hanging around with Trixie, because, as you said, he needs the help against this tri-lane.
Yeah, I think Sin kind of decided he can't help out that top lane that enough against Darkseer, so we're seeing Darkseer free farm himself in the off lane. He's got 13 CS to the Jug's 14, so very good lane for Darkseer, and that's where Sind is like, well, I got a first blood at mid, yeah, Darkseer's farming away, but in theory that's going to happen regardless. And Sind is probably thinking, once he gets level 3, maybe level 4, Jug level 5, or even with the Omni Slash, that's when they kill the Darkseer. So you give Darkseer the farm, but then you make sure you get the kills later on.
I mean, would you imagine there's going to be a point as well, once those levels do come out on the same plan of escape, that we just see Mind Control head straight to the jungle and stay away from the lane? Yeah,
he's either going to have to head to the jungle or have backup from someone like an Earthshaker just to help him out. Mid lane Koikva is good. Bottom lane is actually going to be Clockwork going on.
Yeah, they tried to go in onto Matuma Man, but Matuma Man popped the 1 charges and turns around and forces Yapzor back off.
Yeah, at mid they tried to go on Koikva, but the Fissure was on the wrong side for the LC to actually get right clicks off, so Tinker gets his bottle back on the Korean, will be just fine. Yeah, a lot of pressure. Matu's not free farming by any means down here, but both teams are pressuring the off lane. So Darkseer doing that to the Jug and Batrider doing that to the Morph.
Oh, they're going to wrap around for GH. Trixie could be in a lot of trouble. Firefly, it's not going to save his backside as Liquid pick up a second kill in this bottom lane. Matuma Man, he's going to be very, very happy with the way that this is going, getting himself involved in 2 of those kills. It's because they're using the rotation of Yapzor to head to mid
coming
again.
From Miracle again, yeah.
We'll see if this pays off. They've got the kinetic field to trap him. Cogs as well. Miracle surrounded by the 3 of them, trying to chop his way out of it. GH is there as well, but there's nothing he could do to save his teammate. Didn't quite have the mana there for a Fissure. So, again, the same trade we saw earlier, really. You leave the bat on his own on the bottom lane, he becomes susceptible to being taken down, but the movement from Yapzor and Synderen allows them to take Miracle out in the mid lane. I mean, the question is, who do you feel this is favoring making these trades twice?
Favoring Escape, for sure. You're killing Miracle, who's one of those big tempo-controlling playmakers, versus losing your offlane at Batrider. Yeah, that's Trixie's role to be the initiator and kind of a playmaker for Escape, but you're looking at a mid laner versus an offlaner. And on top of that, I think Era's just doing more than okay at the top lane. He's kind of had enough levels now on the Jug that he's actually been fine in this 1v1 against the Darkseer. He's got up to level 6. He's managed to be able to sustain his health and mana, so with Omni Slash plus the Mango for a Blade Fury, this is a lane where Darkseer can't really push up anymore. Disruptor's missing from the map. Darkseer cannot be in lane.
Trixie still heading back down to the bottom again. Yapzor will be with him for the time being, so feeling relatively safe, and especially with Liquid supports being elsewhere on the map. GH making a movement towards the mid lane.
Yeah, they're trying to smoke up and find the Tinker. He's sitting on 600 gold. See if he goes straight for into the Boots of Travel or stops off at the Soul Ring. Given his build, not having any March the Machines, normally you'll see the Boots of Travel rush. If you're going for the early Soul Ring, it's to get March plus Rearm and farm the jungle to get your Boots of Travel, but he hasn't got that build, and nice smoke does get them down 2 deep wards. They're expecting Tinker to go jungle, but this is actually a more kind of aggressive early game Tinker build, going for the non-farming build. Laser and Heat-Seeking Missile have both been leveled up. giving him a lot of single target burst damage.
Absolutely, and Quakefer seems very well aware of the situation. He's not adding up there at all, as you said, no need to at all with the skill build he's gone for. And they are still going to try for a wraparound and maybe look to dive a tower, but it's a risky play if they go for it, and something that Escape could come in and punish if they come in too hard. But nonetheless, it's a lot of time wasted here, essentially, for Liquid's two supports.
Yeah, hoping for that first dual kill.
They might get the Is that the Dire Courier flying across? Oh, it is.
Oh, we got the totem.
That's something. So they don't find the kill on the mid, but they do get a nice little bit of a cash bonus there for the team.
Yeah. Should reveal to Escape that there was wards in that area because that was a preemptive enchant totem from the Shaker to get the bonus damage. So I imagine they'll know about the wards somewhere in that area. There's 3 aggressive wards. The Liquid warding right now is entirely built to be able to deal with this Tinker, shut down his jungle farm, and even find some kills on him.
Yeah, straight away, as you said, Sin, aware of the moment.
Probably won't expect the second Observer Ward. Normally you see your opponents there and you think they put down 1 deep Observer Ward, but there was 2 deep ones in close proximity, so I don't think we'll see both dewarded, but never know. See how next level Sin's awareness is.
GH now, maybe looking to see if he could do anything top, but not finding the angle. Heads back down. Yapzor has actually found KuroKy on his own in the jungle. KuroKy lifting him out of the cogs, but Yapzor continues to chase him down with the battery assault, and KuroKy looks to be a solo kill for Yapzor. Very sweetly done there for the clock. And Yapzor, yeah. I mean, this is great for him. 8 minutes in, he's been involved in all 3 kills. 2-0-1 on this roaming clockwork.
Yeah, that gets you your earn as well as another level, so that's really big for a clock player to find a solo kill like that. Really boosts him up, and Escape's early game has been very formidable here. There is a free farming Morphling to worry about. We'll see Sin glimpse away the aggression of Liquid, and
yeah, get these movements. I mean, GH is desperately trying to find something to do, but as you said, just trying to make a movement with the Darkseer. Mind Control's back up, and Mind Control's taken out, so GH, he can't follow through and go in for a Fissure, because Mind Control's not going to be there to offer the damage.
Well, Sin, he's like proactively double-checking that they didn't replant the Observer Ward on that spot with a kinetic field. Just the small things that you see coming out. Definitely not a bad play to reward it, even when there's the sentry there, because it doesn't give you the vision. And we'll see what Liquid's move is going to be. It feels like this mid LC isn't really offering all too much. They don't have a clear way for LC to get dual kills right now. They don't have good, like if he gets a duel, one, you've got no gap close, you've got no blink, you've got no Shadow Blade. Getting the duel off is hard, and even if you get the duel off, where's the follow-up damage coming from? Rubik's level 4, Earthshaker's level 3, Fissure, it's a level 1 Fissure, it's a level 2 Fable. There's no damage output from these heroes, it's only really the Iron Shell.
Oh, top lane, very nicely done there. The Blade Fury was still on cooldown. And Liquid with a good amount of control to crush Era.
That was a really nicely timed gank, and we'll see Escape get pushed back a little bit. Their early game was going really well until that kill. That kind of maybe evens things up a bit, but I like what Escape are doing, kind of mixing up their lanes a bit. They give Yapzor the mid lane for a little bit to get him a bit more XP towards level 6. Quakefer spending some time in the jungle as well. He's gone back for the March now, with the stacks starting to build, and that's something they're going to look to continue to work on. And maybe even farm up with the Yapzor clockwork just to try and get that level 6 hookshot online.
Of course, Liquid, with this ward, they know what's going on, but there's not really a lot that they can do to slow it down at the moment. As already Quakefer and Yapzor, as you mentioned, being around as well, both having good levels for this stage of the game to counteract anything that's attempted by Liquid. And Liquid, as you can see, Miracle and GH kind of head across, and then I think they just feel that it's very hard for them to try and fight into Escape Gaming in this area, even though they've got the vision.
Kuro may be in trouble here.
And he's almost certainly going to be glimpsed back from Sin, and he may not even need that to come out with the battery assault from Yapzor just being enough.
That's boot to travel up. So Tinker's now just going to be going back and forth. He can come to lane, spam the missiles. He can heal up his teammates using the bottle. He immediately TP's bottom, probably just thinking he can spam Martu out of this lane a bit, and also making sure that the farm at the tower can be obtained. Not to mention, this tower is actually deniable, so he's trying to make sure Martu doesn't come in and get this. And with Laser, that should be possible, but Replicate, is this going to be able to get the tower?
Oh, he gets the deny. Tinker does indeed. It really feels like a lot of good things are happening for Escape Gaming here in this early game.
Yep. It's the one bad thing is you look at the Morph's farm, his net worth, well on top of the net worth. Yep. Even the Legion Commander is actually out farming the Tinker at this stage. That's something that can likely change with the March the Machine farm, but It's a Legion commander with a lot of farms to his name. CS-wise, he's out-CSing the Tinker. It's that constant threat and pressure on the mid lane where Tinker just didn't feel safe being in lane, where Miracle managed to just free farm the lane and also farm his jungle up. So he's got level 10, almost level 11. He's working on an armlet. He's looking nice and farmed on the Legion commander.
It's definitely a case of the fact that Liquid's cause seeming to having a better game at the moment than Escape's cause, but just the difference between the supports. It just feels YapzOr and Synderen are able to get so much more done around the map in this first kind of a 12 minutes that we've seen in comparison to GH and KuroKy.
This smoke gank was scouted by a Radiant scan, so they should have an idea of what's happening.
Yap's got a hook. KuroKy's going to remain hidden. They'll look for the hook shot across immediately straight onto the Shaker with the Static Storm drop down from Cinder as well. They should be able to find GH at the least. And indeed they do. Dominating streak now for YapzOr. Sind with a short glimpse of trying to hop back KuroKy. Mind control, surging for, look at the chase now. Sind actually drops the wall to make sure he gets the kill here. He'll surge himself away as well. Qojqva questioning if he could chase it down, but a little bit low on the mana front. So he won't be able to find the return kill. So a 1-for-1 trade there between the supports.
God, Matu just farms like an absolute monster in these kind of games where there's all this kind of like little skirmishes going on elsewhere on the map, and he's just quietly free farming away. First the bottom lane, now he's coming top, so he's taken the tier 1 bottom, so he wants to pressure another tower, which is why he goes up top, but needs to be a bit careful here.
Trixie trying to play around with it with the Firefly, but quickly turning
Matu
around
may
and
just
bursting him.
replicate out.
Oh, hello. Oh, Synderen. He actually got the glimpse onto GH, so Escape Gaming do get a kill. It's not the Morphling, but again, so far, it's Sind and YapzOr making the plays happening pretty much for being the result of every kill.
They found Clockwork. They're not going to get the dual kill here, but they may get the follow-up.
Yeah, he's got a hook. He
Yeah,
could
that
actually
healing
survive here if he wants to go in with the mini stun. And indeed, he does straight back in onto the Darkseer, holding him in place so Eric can get the damage done with the Blade Fury. He survives the duel.
Yep.
And it continues to be the YapzOr show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
It really, really does for the side of Escape.
Big credits to Era there as well, coming in with the healing ward and then helping turn it around after that fight went down. So we're seeing Era just play this stable Juggernaut time and time again. And it's not a flashy hero, but he's getting the job done as it stands. And see top lane, Tinker TPing
And
in.
Miracle incredibly low, will put the heal, but again, Cinder's there with the glimpse back. KuroKy's there to try and back up Miracle on the retreat, but Qojqva rearms with the burst, takes the kill. GH will block Arrow from finishing off KuroKy. They drop the Static Storm, holding back any proceeds from Liquid. But again, Synderen up top with the Disruptor place. It's...
Escape are playing so well right now. This is like they did play decent as a team against to beat Alliance, but this is like a whole nother level that we're seeing out of Escape now that they're playing Team Liquid.
But as we do keep mentioning, it's the Matuma Man issue. And we saw teams fall foul of this yesterday. I think it was Alliance mainly, where there were games where they just let the opposition safe lane have absolutely free farm, and it's feeling a little bit like that case this game. Escape Gaming definitely had more control across the map overall, but the fact that Matuma Man's getting the space, he's finding the lanes, he's finding the farm, and of course, as of yet, not a lot they can do to slow him down. He's going to be closing in on that Lincoln Sphere, almost certainly having a very, very good timing on it. And once he's got that, I guess really you're relying on Sind being there with the Static Storms to allow you to catch him out and have the chance of killing this Morphling.
Yeah, and then I guess later on Tinker can help deal with his split push, but I guess you look at Miracle, his game, he's 0-3. It feels like he's had a really rough game. Net worth-wise, he's doing fine though. He's almost equal farm to the Tinker, so even though he's 0-3, he's hidden a 15-minute armlet phase boots with level 11, so the big worry is he's got no dual damage, so he's not really getting the damage to scale well into the mid to late game, but that's something that can easily change once they start finding some kills, and that's exactly what they're looking to do with this smoke rotation.
Let's see what they can get here. Heading up towards the top.
Not easy kills by any means. Clock is in a really good position to scout this one out. And also he's not an easy hero to kill with that duel because of how tanky he is. He's got the chainmail, he's got the raindrops, he's got 1,200 hit points.
Oh, he could walk into a little bit YapzOr. Slightly into the jungle, but again, backing off. The smoke's going to be dispelled. The healing wall revealing them. Obviously, kind of just getting the vision. Obviously, the heroes themselves revealing them from the smoke. But in fact, Trixie jumps in. And he will... Not the blink dagger reveal you really wanted from your bat player there. A little bit of a questionable one there for Trixie. Maybe he felt that he could get a quick grab, and they do get a bit of a grab onto Matuma Man, bringing him back into the Omni. This line is going to kill him. They can. They get the crit. They take him down. They get a massive kill, and they're chasing down for more. YapzOr hook shots across. He's trapped up Miracle. Miracle bites his way out of the cogs. GH popping down the Echo Slam. The Fissure to hold back Escape. Era and YapzOr incredibly low. Croaky turning around with a stolen Blade Fury. Finds the Clockwork kill. Era only just able to TP out. But so Escape loses support on an off laner, but they do get the mid and the safe lane of Liquid and that big tasty kill of Matuma Man, which, as we were talking about, something that Escape Gaming would have been hunting for. So they will happily take that trade.
Yeah, that was... It looked like it was going to be incredible for Escape once they got their glimpse off on and killed the Morphling. They hit the hook shot to chase. Really nice play from GH as well as Kuro to try and turn it around at the end, at least get a kill on the Clockwork and all that, but it was not a fight that Liquid are going to look back on and be too happy about, losing both their carries. And Escape suddenly have a Blink Dagger on Tinker. Koikfa has just been everywhere this game. He's 3-0-5. He's been in 8 of these 10 kills, and yeah.
This man's in trouble. They just spotted out with the rock of there. Okay.
Koikfa didn't even blink out. He could have blinked after him.
He did.
I think if anything, Kuro's kind of just trying to bait him in there. Koikfa will just farm it up. He's got really good ward coverage to protect him from any rotations through the Radiant jungle. And he's going to secure this bottom tier 1 tower for his team.
I mean, I think at this point as well, with Koikfa being where he is with the blink and the bots complete at a very good time, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Croaky just hanging on to that Blade Fury for as long as he can, because he could get bursted very quickly by this Tinker if he's caught out alone.
Very useful spell to have. He's already got 1 point in Null Field. Wouldn't be surprised to see him just max it out and stay on the 2 telekinesis points that he's got. As far as dealing with the Tinker goes, and even Bat Disruptor, there's quite a bit of magic damage on the side of Escape. That hook shot...
Onto an illusion, unfortunately for Escape.
Yeah.
But here's the timing that we still talked about. Matuma Man has got that Lincoln Sphere complete, so it will be indeed a lot harder for Escape Gaming to catch him out.
Yep. Immediately gets the top tier 1, which he was hoping for a bit earlier, but...
Mid lane.
See if they can go for this. This is a tough push for Escape. They're trying to just use that march to cover them as they siege with Era's Juggernaut, something that they've proven to be very proficient in. But the thing is, it's a slow siege, and Morphling will take your top lane much faster than you take mid. If there's 4 Liquid heroes defending with Fissure and overwhelming odds, you're going to push at such a slow rate. It's not really efficient use of your time to just stick around and slowly chip at it with Blade Fury. You need to be finding kills.
Abzo still kind of eyeing
GH
it
is
up.
going to have his Blink Dagger very soon as well.
And if we drop the static storm immediately, Mind Control waltzing up to the high ground. He'll be the one to be trapped. He's got the mech though, will be glimpsed, but if they actually got the damage to finish the one off with a good flame break to knock him into place. The rocket for Koikfa. They do get the kill Escape. And Liquid will not be looking to jump back into that one. It's just meanwhile up on the top lane. Matuma Man was playing around with Era. Actually, in fact, YapzOr, he's still got the hookshot, goes straight back in, finds GH and Escape. They pick up a second kill as quickly as they found that first one.
That was some 9k MMR greed from GH. He was like, I got to finish off this neutral stack. There was
he's
3
so close to the blink, isn't he?
He was at like 1900. It was at like 2000 even. There was 3 big neutrals there that he wanted to just get the last hits on, and he paid for it with his life. It was definitely not worth hanging around. Greedy play. And YapzOr was there to punish it. He's got Blade Mail now. He's level 9. He's had such... You talk about Koikfa having a good game. YapzOr as well. These 2 players have just been huge playmakers. Sinned on the Disruptor. And everyone on Escape just feels like they've stepped it up this game.
It does very much feel like, though, it is this kind of whole... The 4 members of Liquid creating chaos, giving space to Matuma Man. And at the moment, it's working. He's sitting there at the top of the net worth, on track for potentially that 24-minute E-Blade Lincoln Sphere timer.
Yep.
At this stage of the game, at 2K on top of the Linkers already at 20 minutes in. So Matuma Man very much on the path that he wants to be. But the question is if Escape may be just a little step ahead across the entire board against Liquid's lineup at this stage.
Yeah, definitely are, and we're still not seeing that much dual damage on Miracle. He got just that 1 kill on the bat at top, but with Blink Dagger now, he's got that much easier initiation. We'll see Era take down another tower for his team, but I feel like the Legion Command is one of those heroes which can be quite scary, but once you get Lincoln Spheres up, you really lose out a lot of that. It's so much more difficult to initiate into that. Like, this is a game where if you're a Jug, you're thinking I could go like maybe a Blink, Diffusal, but you definitely want to get Lincoln Sphere as one of your main core items because of how good it is against the Legion initiation.
And of course, in a game like this, Sind, realizing that this one's going to go late, potentially with a Tinker. And a Morphling in the fray.
Damn, Sin's got some good farm.
That's going to be a decent timing indeed. I mean, he's 2-1-7. He's been involved in a lot. Some very good glimpses from this Sin Disruptor this match. And they do have their eyes onto this here. Trixie seeing if he can get some sort of catch. KuroKy and Mind Control, the ones nearby. Looks like they won't find anything that they want to jump onto. GH now does have the Blink Dagger, so we'll see if Liquid are able to group up around the Shaker and perform something big.
They considering another smoke themselves with the the Blink Dagger, or really 2 Blink Daggers now with Miracle having his as well.
This could be high impact.
Yeah, kind of time where you want to look for that smoke. Koikfa, oh boy, mid lane.
Oi, oi, oi.
Just linked into 4 heroes.
And they'll take that. Miracle did kind of blink down, I believe, so
Yeah.
he was on the wrong side for the duel there.
Well, so Koikfa was in the trees on the low ground. Miracle blinks down as the Darkseer vacuums the Tinker to the high ground, so...
Oh, Mind Control, we need to talk.
It was just a bit of... It's one of those things where in the moment you're just like, holy crap, Tinker just blinked into...
You just kind of throw everything. You're like,
You're so confused. Like, why does a Tinker blink? Like, you're grouped as 5 about to smoke, well, grouped as 4 about to smoke. You're not expecting a Tinker to blink into you.
And now, with the actual smoke, you might even find something else. They're moving across. Matthew's actually got an Invis Ring, I believe, as well on him. So he could actually close the gap even more. Trixie and Sin are the closest at the moment, but keeping themselves back.
They seem to know. They circle the area.
Pings out onto Roshan. I mean,
They see no one defending the mid lane, so that's kind of the telltale sign to escape that Liquid smoked up. And they were also grouped as 4 there, so Tinker's like, why were they grouped as 4 at their Ancients? There's only really one reason, and that's to go smoke. So if anything, Liquid maybe just shouldn't have smoked after getting the Tinker kill, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't hurt them too much. They get down an Observer Ward pretty deep, and they still find a pick-off.
yeah, and indeed they do. It's going to be Matumba Man blowing up Synderen first. They do lose Rubik for it. So the 1-for-1, again, Support's taking the trade, but it really feels like Matumba Man still is going to be absolutely fine with the pace of this game. Very much on track to have that E-Blade done incredibly shortly.
Oh boy, that's fast.
I'm going to
They
see
found Tinker
GH.
again, same spot.
Again.
Wow,
Oh. He is not going to be wanting to come back here anytime soon. He's, as you said, died there twice.
Such a good start, and he's just kind of dropped the ball a bit. He pings they're pinging the cliff like, hey, there's a ward up there and all that, but I mean, you shouldn't be there to begin with, I want to say, with that, especially with that T1 mid tower there. You're kind of going in deep alone to push a lane. It's just high risk. When you're ahead as a Tinker, you don't need to make these high risk plays. That's the kind of play you make maybe if you're down 10, 15k gold and the game feels like, oh god, we're in all kinds of trouble. You're going to go for the risky farm on the map. But Tinker's not in a position where he needs to go for the risky farm. He should be playing it safer and just looking to maybe play around his team a bit more and use his current strength to fight around the rest of the Escape lineup. But gets picked off a couple times, and that does set Escape back and really evens up the game. If anything, maybe gives Liquid a bit of an edge because of how far Matu is on the
definitely.
Morphling.
I think definitely, yeah, with the timing that Matumba Man's hit. We know that he can just burst down some of these squishy heroes, probably namely Synderen. I mean, even Koikfa, as we've seen, if he gets caught out of position, Matumba Man can deal with it.
Yep. Yeah, he's going to be, and with the E-Blade, 24-minute E-Blade, if you're anyone, support or not, that's rough. I guess the Jug's got the Blade Fury and the Clock's got a lot of survivability, but the other 3 heroes will all struggle against this. And it's just a huge amount of agi. He's sitting on full agi, 200 plus damage. He's pushing this tower very, very fast.
Yeah, this is definitely scary for Escape Gaming. One of those games where a team that's the opponent's position 1 have the farm to his content.
Roche attempt. Eris got a Perseverance. I mentioned the Linken's being core. I wonder if this will be that Linken's or even a Battle Fury potentially if they want to play the late game.
Liquid want to punish this. Good smoking as they close around. They did scan this out though. Escape Gaming know that something's up. Trixie getting onto the high ground, looking to find a position to jump in. He jumps in, has managed to catch out Miracle, dragging him up onto the cliff here. It's going to be trapped, but no, Miracle with the duel actually fighting through the cliffside here. The burst for Koikfa bringing Miracle down low, and Miracle is going to be the first one to drop. Jumping forward arrow with the Omni Slash. They've managed to find KuroKy as well. Mind Control has to surge himself the hell out of there. But
Top racked, by the way.
Oh, indeed,
Hello.
Matumba Man. He's making the plays up top. We're going to watch GH. He's nearly got the Echo Slam back and available, but the racks have gone just like that for Escape Gaming. They may be getting the kills around this pit, and they're getting a lot. They kill all 4, but this really is the exact showing of 4 heroes just creating chaos. making space for Matuma Man, and you're
Creating
getting racked
chaos.
at 25 minutes.
They're
in.
feeding, Odie. They're feeding, but they're getting a
4
rack.
players feeding, and
No, that's
It
Morphling
works.
in a nutshell.
You've got a
Absolutely.
Rax.
Yeah, this is Miracle 0 and 5, but strategically 0 and 5, I guess you could say. And that was one of those fights where I'm like looking at Liquid coming to contest, and I'm like,
and-
how are they going to do this without
oh,
the
and
ball?
Matsuma, now he's turning up. It will be glimpsed back immediately.
Didn't get the burst, and he's actually out of mana here, so he just right-clicks him down.
Yeah, he's going to look to turn up to the fight. Actually takes down Sinner, and Matuma Man
Oh, she
playing
does so
around
much
with his
damage.
turns towards Era. Era wants the Manta style, but Era, he's lost the Aegis immediately. Matuma Man, oh, okay, will die. Quite forgets him. Has been vacuumed back here by Mind Control. GH jumping in, trying to hold him in place with a Fissure. It's a good Fissure as well into 4 heroes. Miracle moving forward now. Liquid just starting to fight back. They may have lost Matuma Man, but they're willing to show Matuma that these guys, they don't just feed, they can kill as well. Miracle's got the jewel available. He will cast it onto Era. Good Echo Slam from GH. He's managed to catch out Trixie, but Trixie's still alive. And with that healing ward, in fact, doing a huge amount there for Escape Gaming, but is it enough? It doesn't look like it with the vacuum. The wall dropped down as well. It's a triple kill for Miracle. Yapzor, the last one left alive here, takes a Fade Bolt to the back. There's the stolen glimpse for Croaky, dragging Yapzor back. Ultra kill for Miracle. And these boys ain't feeding today, gods.
He can't win a duel, but he can win himself an ultra kill and potentially win Liquid the game off of that. That was such a big team fight for them.
Oh,
Marty-
giving the rampage. Giving the oh, Sinned.
Tower is under attack.
Denies it.
This game's not over yet,
This-
but
this is a lot of fun,
It's
this one.
approaching. It's been absolutely crazy. Seeing a Morphling take racks at 25 minutes in, this hero, like, yeah, he comes online with that second item, but normally it's to start getting pickoffs, not to take a racks at 25 minutes on his own, but Escape gave him the opportunity to do so, and suddenly, I mean, it's Escape in all kinds of trouble now. You're down the lane of racks. It's only a 2K gold lead, but I don't know. These numbers are weird. This game is weird. Liquid are still, I mean, they've got all their core items. You've got the Blink Daggers. You haven't got the LC with the damage to scale too amazingly well, but he's got the items. He's got farm, sitting on almost the same net worth as the Tinker, and he is a equal / slightly above with the Juggernaut, so.
Yeah, he's nearly got the BKB as well, which is absolutely crucial as we're seeing in these circumstances.
And will be the Lincoln Sphere pick up on Jug, so they're going to have the answer to the duel. So it just means Eric can kind of solo split push out some lanes and not worry about the Blink duel, but there's other catches. There's a Blink Epicenter. There's Morphling, who's got a lot of burst damage.
Oh, Escape coming into the jungle, smoked up, but Liquid are there in full force. Yapzor, instead of the smoke to spell, he knows something's up. I see Matuma Man just jumps in, comes away, hook shot from Yapzor, catches him out, they'll glimpse him, but immediately back to the center, but he's allowed to get out. The kinetic field does not trap him in time. So Matuma Man's out of safeties for the time being. Oh, they
one
jump in with the
E-Blade.
Omni, but he E-blades himself, taking out no damage at all from the physical slashes. Turns back, it takes down Era here. Escape Gaming just crumbling as they've lost 2. Questions if Liquid can chase down for any more. Matuma Man very low on the mana, so it looks like he won't look to jump in, but they'll certainly take that. Liquid bringing down Era and Trixie, and Matuma Man again proving to be incredibly elusive on this very, very farmed Morphling at 30 minutes into the game.
Such a hard hero to gank. When Yapzor first sees his smoke pop and sees the Morphling, he's just like, oh, I'm not killing this guy. He doesn't even go on him until the Morphling blinks in kind of aggressively, and then he blade mails, and then he's like, okay, Morph's already used his blink, he's gone to use some of his spells. Now I'll hook shot in and we try and fight. But initially when the smoke pops, he has no intention of trying to kill a Morph. He knows there's no way he can do that unless the Static Storm starts it off.
Hello there, sir. Goodbye.
That's rough.
The life of any hero against the Morphling with that amount of farm at 30 minutes in. Showcased by Yapzor.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
There's no Static Storm.
Not really going on Matu. They're just trying to force him to maybe morph more agi to strength and stuff. But Matu actually is looking to go back in. He sees Sind.
He might as well just go back in
He's
and
going
blow his
agi.
brains up.
He's going agi.
He wants to do it. And he will as well. He may wait until he has the replica back up in 10 seconds. Just play a little safe. Static Storm is back up now as well, so be aware of that, I'm sure. Keeping an eye on the timing, as that really is the one spell that could really screw over this Morphling's day.
Radiant's bottom
Eventually we'll see Morph just get into, like, go into a BKB, probably as his item after the Manta style, and that's where it's like, even then the Static Storm may not save you. Sin's already working on an Aghanim Scepter, largely realizing that you've got to have a way to help kill off this
That's
Morph.
smart,
And
actually. Yeah, Midas into Axe. That is smart from Sin.
but it's still got a bit of a ways to go to get there, item-wise, and Liquid are going to kind of starve Escape out. They've got vision around their map. That top lane's always pushing in as well, thanks to the early Rax claim by Matu's Morphling, and...
They've got all the ults available, Escape. The smoke down.
Heroes to the left of them, though. They're trying to gank the
Trixie,
Morphling.
if they see Matuma Man, it's a hard hero to jump on.
Got to get that static.
The rest of Liquid are going to be there ready for the counter fight. Who's going to make the jump in first? Sidran moving across. He's going to have the smoke dispelled. They've got the vision onto him. GH throws down the Fissure. He's caught out the Disruptor. That's the big issue. And well, Morphling realizes that Matuma Man jumps in immediately. Takes him out. They did get the lasso onto Matuma Man, bringing him down low. But he waveforms across. Replicates out. He's safe. Koifa still in the tree line. 2 down at the moment on Escape Gaming, and it could be getting even more painful for the side as Miracles just head straight for YapzOr, forcing back the clock. YapzOr keeping himself alive there with the cogs. Koifa's coming back in. Trixie, quick flame break to knock back Miracle, but GH bringing with the lineup for the Fissure. Trixie forces away.
There's a stolen Omni Slash from Kuro helping win that fight for them, and oh, they're not done. They want Trixie and they'll get him.
Another kill for Liquid. It really is starting to get messy for Escape. They may have had the edge at the start with some nice little rotations and plays from the support players, but at this stage of the game, Matuma Man miles ahead on that Morphling. He was given the free lane, he was given the free farm, and at this stage, as we're seeing, he could just dance around these fights, find the pickoffs that he wants, get himself out back to safety. And there is not a lot that Escape Gaming's lineup can do to stop him at this stage. They'll move on to take another tower.
They can kind of stall, defend their high ground using the Tinker and all that, but late game-wise, it's not really a comeback in itself. You can stall the game out, but how do you win the game? You've got to get more farm on the Jug, who is very poor right now. Still hasn't finished his second item, the Lincoln Sphere. And at this point, you're thinking, does he even need like a Battle Fury as well? It's close to the Lincolns, about 500 gold away, but even that is not going to really be a game changer necessarily. He doesn't have to be the dual target. There's other heroes you can go for as an LC. If anything, you'd rather find someone like the Tinker. And this game not going to get any easier for Escape. They're just hoping to play that long late game with a Tinker, get Koifa 6 slotted, get him higher levels, and go from there. But there is a lot of good catch. GH, I believe, is working on the Shadow Blade. And
Sind.
wow.
He's working on the funeral plans.
Yeah. Rough times. They get the Jug Illusion even, so that'll help them push and take the tower if they want to go for a high ground play, but it isn't easy to push high ground into the Tinker. Is always going to be the main issue there. So we're finding ways to split push is always going to be the preferred option, but that's something Tinker seems to have under wraps for now.
Yeah, when the push comes in for Liquid, it's definitely going to be messy. We saw them take the top racks. Matuma Man jumping in on his own, looking for Era. Blade Furying away, but the right click's bringing Era down incredibly low. This is very, very scary for Escape to see Cause being pressured that much by Matuma Man's ballsiness and willingness to jump in incredibly aggressively and know there's very little that Escape Gaming can do to punish it.
Yeah, they have catch in the form of Bat and Clockwork, but it just feels like they can't use their catch because of the Morph Lincolns. The press the attack can also purge off the lasso. The tankiness of heroes like Darkseid with the mech and the pipe that also provides tankiness to his team as well. I'm able to jump with this smoke. They're right outside the base.
They miss the opportunity. Matuma jumps in. Synderen again. Time for the second time. Miracle coming in. Oh, the vacuum echo slam onto 3, and that is GG. You do not stay in a game after that. UTC from the server. That just ended it. Game 1. Ooh. What a way to finish it. Liquid doing it in style. And Escape Gaming, they certainly had strengths in the earlier stages, but it really was the fact that Matuma Man, he had the perfect Morphling game. There wasn't the pressure. He did die twice. We saw them get that pick off nicely up on the top lane thanks to Sin's play, but there was just a point. You know, you see Matuma Man 24 minutes in, get Lincolns, get E-Blade, and I think at that stage of the game, Escape Gaming probably was starting to wonder what the plan was, because whatever the plan was going to be, it was always going to be incredibly hard to execute, and Liquid stepped it up, brought it together as a team, and it just seemed like Liquid had this whole match planned out perfectly from the start and got everything done that they needed to. Even as you said, you know, when 4 heroes were dying, it was all part of the plan for Liquid. Yeah. Matuma Man was like, good job, guys. Back to the fountain for you. That's all part of the plan.
Escape had like a 12, 15 kill lead. They had a lot of map control. It was just Morphling who was free farming. They thought they had the answers for him, and Tinker on paper should be a hero that should be able to match up and prevent the Morphling doing what he wants to do in the mid game. It just, you get so set back by that one Rax. That Roshan for Rax trade is where things just turned upside down. It was already starting to look a little bit troublesome as far as how farm the Morphling was getting once that E-Blade came up. Like 23-minute E-Blade Lincolns is one of the better timings you'll ever see for the Morphling to get those 2 items. Normally it's more like 25, 26. And yeah, Matu absolutely dominated
I really
game.
feel after, do you simply just ban out the Morphling? We've seen teams leave it in, and I don't think we've seen any team, obviously, well, not this LAN, have a good solution. And either at other LANs and other tournaments, it's one of those hero-player combinations that teams, you need to do a lot in your lineup if you wish to put a stop to him, because Matuma Man will always find the space with the help of his teammates.
Yeah, you either need to do a lot to shut him down early and pressure him, or have a hero that can counter him like the AA or something. Maybe they expected that the Tinker was going to be enough for this game, but Koikva had a hell of a start.
He had a great start.
I think the game is very different. I think so much goes back to he died twice right by those rings. If those two deaths don't happen, I think the game can be very different. And Koikva, he played so well, but those are the kind of slip-ups that can just give away that early game advantage you have. So I think those are probably 2 kills that Escape will go back on. Koikva knows, his team know, they're not going to give him too much shit for it. It's one of those things where you make mistakes in these high-pressure situations. But,
absolutely.
Those 2 kills had a big impact on the game.
Oh, they really did. And Liquid, indeed, taking game 1 here in this best of 5 grand finals at the DreamHack LAN finals, Asus ROG. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have game 2 right around the corner. We're going to cut to a short ad break, then back to the panel for more action between Liquid and Escape.